Hello everyone. Today I get to debut the preference.dex web application. So a lot of people can tell you their favorite Pokemon. For mine, it's Gardevoir. However, can someone tell you in order their favorites of number 2 through 6? Probably not very easily, especially if you have to put them in a head-to-head comparison. So if I have to compare Misdreavus to Glaceon, it's probably going to be a little bit different on the day-to-day. And Preference Dex is an application that also gives you a neat little trainer card here showing trainer class based off of what Pokemon types you favor, as well as a mentor from one of the named gym leaders or champions or Elite Four members from across the franchise that has a team that matches similarly to yours. And in addition, there are a lot of different settings that you can use to filter and as well as save your progress as you're making your choices, as well as different modes, with complete mode making a definitive ranking of every single Pokemon in order. Nuzlocke, which is a semi-randomized tournament bracket where basically you have a favorite can eliminate another favorite, so you might have RNG depends on what your final six are, or light mode where if you're looking for your top six favorite Pokemon, as well as your least favorite six Pokemon from any of the different settings, you are able to do so with a faster sorting algorithm. This web application is developed by Laura Kirby, and there is an email here for preferencedex.gmail.com if you have any questions or bug reports. So today I'm going to be showing off the light mode specifically with Gen 5. As you can see, you can pick any of the Pokemon generations, and one of the really neat features is that it saves progress of doing the sorting. So if I deselect middle and final stage evolution, there is 82 of the total 156 Pokemon, and I can get started with the sorting process. And again, in all the data is saved in your web browser, but also you can export the save as a JSON file just in case you're worried about your browser cache getting deleted. So obviously we are Mithril, and our rival today is going to be we are going Ephraim from Fire Emblem 8, clearly the inferior of the two twins, and not at all based off of personal and narrative bias. And so in light mode, you have a starting of whether or not you love it, it's kind of meh, or you hate this Pokemon as well as a way of preliminarily sorting into favorites, least favorites, and the dumpster. I hate sock. And sturdy kind of makes it suck. It's just so difficult to deal with, and I'm just going to be talking about the Pokemon as we go through. Woobat is cute, but it is basically Zubat. Oh my gosh, I hate Landorus so much. Landorus, not only it being a genie, it's ugly to look at, being flying ground and a meta competitive staple for so long with Stealth Rock and Earthquake and Intimidate in its Therian form. It's just boring, and I hate looking at it. Um, Vanillite's pretty cute. It can go into the left pile, and if you hear a meow, it's probably my cat, Kyruum. Another just ugly Pokemon. Blitzel is a very cute zebra. Solosis is kind of just bleh. And Cubchoo is cute. I don't like looking at Shelmet. Dino's still kind of meh. So I did play Black and White originally when they came out, and I had a lot of fun. I think I played more time into Black and White 2, Black 2 than I did White. Um, but I think that's just because of the movie theater comparison, like with being able to like have all of the extra stuff to do in the game. Um, and I always thought that was pretty nice. And as you can see, there is a nice little progress bar up here, showing you how many about progress through the round, as well as the number in each category, knowing that I need just at least 6 in the heart and at least 6 in the skull, and that there are a lot of genies going into the skull category. I can be very cavalier with throwing things into meh. Because like I do like Litwick, but I know we'll let Litwick come into the top, as well as Sandile and some of the other ones. But a lot of these ones are being like, yes, it is a bug that has a very complicated evolution. It is not 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 a lot to talk about. And these fighting steel legendaries, although well, the fighting legendary dogs, although kind of cool, they're just not super useful. I hate Buffalon. Like, yes, it's just a buffalo, but in the Pokemon Sword DLC, it just charges you all the time, so it makes it really annoying whenever it's on screen. And I also just hate Alder because he feels like a very useless Pokemon champion in terms of that he just kind of lets everything happen in the game and lets the evil team just raise the Pokemon League out of the ground like Bowser does to Peach's Castle in Paper Mario. It is quite silly. Um, now we just get to click through because with the mess stuff, it makes the sorting really fast. Deerling is very cute. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the mythicals that are just really difficult to obtain. It is so sometimes it's just their availability is makes them just so annoying to deal with that even though if they have a really cool design that because you just don't get to use them because of all of like all the GameStop events when they were still doing those. But I love Meloetta though. Meloetta is incredibly pretty. And Trubbish is one of my daughter's favorites in Pokopia. She always wants a little trash bag to ride minecart trains. And I hate Victini, even though Victini has a very nice design and an awesome typing. In the original Black and White, they put it in as Pokemon 000 in the Pokedex, putting it ahead of Bulbasaur, and I was personally offended by it. So it goes into the hate it pile. I love Happy Dancing Cacti. Um, the little monkeys. I used to hate Emolga, except its cuteness grew on me because I hated it because when I was playing White for the first time, I just got destroyed by the electric gym leader and all of the volt switches. It was very it, it was bad. I was not nearly as good at Pokemon as I thought I was. And the preference.dex currently does not support regional forms, so I would say Hisuian Zorua would be a favorite, but for this it would just be meh. All right, um, now we go into the head-to-head section. Um, so I like Golett because it reminds me of Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. I think I like Audino a little bit better. Litwick's very cute. I do like a little ghost jellyfish. I think I like the ghost jellyfish better than base Sandile. And Sigilif kind of carried the Fighting Elite Four in my first Pokemon White playthrough. So, but Petalil is just cuter. Same with Deerling. It's just a little baby deer. Dwebble is just, it's a little funny hermit crab. Sorry, Trubbish, but Meloetta is there. I love Happy Dancing Cacti. Um, that's tough. Gotta go with little baby Alphonse. Um, and that's just a very cute caterpillar. Um, I do like my sharp and pointy chest pieces, but I think I'm gonna go with Frillish. Um, hmm. I think I like Frillish better than base Litwick, but I like Litwick better than Sandile, and Sandile more than Pawniard. And Sigilif is kind of ugly, even though it did just super carry that one part of my um, playthrough. So we're just going to be picking some cute Pokemon. Meloetta. Yeah, I love Meloetta. We're gonna go with cute little hermit crab. And then because of Pokopia, Trubbish is a little bit better there. Maractus is just so fun. Um, I always love the dancing cactus enemies in RPGs because usually they're incredibly deadly, even though they just look so silly and they're so notorious for just like crazy amounts of like pierce damage. Deerling is just so cute. Like spring form Deerling is just absolutely adorable. Um, And then as you can see, the team base is registered over here, and the sorting algorithm as I go forward, things will start to settle out, and I think we should probably be getting pretty close to where the end is. Audino, I kind of love because of Legend ZA, because it's just very nice to be able to walk around with it, and it's super cute. Um, I do think I like Emolga a little bit better there. Oh, see, now this is tough. If someone said compare Springform Deerling and Audino, I would have such a rough time doing that. Just offhand without any prompting. And now we get to find the worst six. Landorus, um, Kyruem, Thunderous is worse. Tornadus is worse. Ugh, Patrat is so ugly, but I also just don't like Keldeo. Um, Throw is just uglier. So is Sock. Um, which genie do I hate more? I think I hate Thunderous more. Um, Cryogonal's not amazing. Do I like Patrat more than Throw? I think I like Patrat more than Throw. I think I hate Throw worse than Keldeo, and Keldeo more than Victini. I think I don't like Patrat more. Thunderous is worse. Yeah, I just do not like the genies. The genies are least favorites across the franchise for me. This has just got to be like the genies in Sock and Throw. Um, yep, N, that one guy I don't like. N is a really good villain. However, the problem with N is that I'm just like I'm blue because he's like, it's truth versus ideals in the final battle, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably the one of truth because true, like I'm going to be the one winning this battle. So bye. He definitely has me has me feel like a villain in that sense. All right, so as you can see, here's the trainer card with normal being a signature type. So I happen to be a picnicker with the grass waiter as my gym leader mentor. And now what I can do is start a new comparison. We reselect Gen 5, and if we deselect single stage and first stage, we can do the middle and final stage comparison, and then merge the two for a final one. I hate Seismitoad. Waterground is a very fun typing, but it's just like the ugliest one. Haxorus is kind of meh. The Coffin is just kind of meh. Pignite and some of the monkeys. I do like Whirlipede. Whirlipede is pretty fun. Same with Golurk. It's big Alphons. Monkeys. Fracture, no. Just not a fan of Sawsbuck. Regular Zoroark. Again, I just don't like it as much as the Hisuian form. Lampent, Little Ghost Fire Lamp, love him. Musharna is kind of meh. Swoobat is nice. Amoonguss, too many Among Us memes. I do like Rheonucleus. Um, Conkeldurr is just sometimes even if a Pokemon is good, I'm just like, it's just kind of ugly, so it goes like Watchdog, so it goes in the hate it pile. Servine is okay. Galvantula is fun. It's just a big spider. Whimsicott, love it. Um, Bisharp carried my first Pokemon White playthrough. Darksteel is a really good typing, especially with Defiant. Um, we could put it in the love it pile. Volcarona, the design is really nice. It's just kind of boring. Like Mienshau's okay. I do like little two-headed dino. Um, Girder is also kind of ugly. Selgor, ugly. Cincino, that one's a Pokopia pick. I really like how they collect stuff and also recycle things for you. Super nice. Palpitoad is just kind of eh. Gigalith I do like, but I know he's not going to be in the favor running. It's just a big chunky rock. Does exactly what it does. Ferrothorn, when I was testing out some like more competitive teams, I really liked no attack Ferrothorn. Set up Stealth Rocks, Leech Seed, Toxic, and Protect when giving it leftovers. Tons of fun. Archeops, its ability of Defeatist just stinks, and also, like, I think it was Steven in one of the, in like in the Battle Funicular or whatever it's called in Black and White 2, just kept destroying me with Archeops, even though, like, it sucked whatever. I used it because of Defeatist, so I don't like it from that. Clang and the aliens, those ones are just kind of. I do like three-headed dragon. Three-headed dragons are nice. I am not a fan of the big jellyfish, but I don't hate them enough to put them in the hated pile. Like same with Escavalier. I do like Crustle. Big Hermit Crab is nice. Excadrill is just boring. It um, like Excadrill is incredibly good used in speedruns of Sword and Shield. It, it's just boring. In like I think I forget what it is, if it's like Sand Force and whatnot. It's just one of those Pokemon that it's just like, it's a setup sweeper, and I'm just like, well, it's not as creative enough for what I want to do. I do really like Moxie Crocodile when you take something out and get an attack boost. However, I don't think it's not good enough to beat Moxie Scrafty. That was another one in my original White playthrough that just absolutely carried with like high jump kick. Samurot's another one with regional forms where it probably would be better with its Hisuian form. This is just an ugly bird. Eagles are fine. Kling Klang is okay. It's a very pretty cat, but I would rather just pet my own cat. Embor, um, one of my buddies a while ago made a joke that it looks like Ganondorf. That's made me like it more, but it's still just kind of boring with firefighting. And the rest of these are kind of just in the middle. And all right, now we have Alphonse versus Rolia versus a Rolybug. I think I like Big Alphonse better. Lampent, I just love. Whimsicott is an amazing, fluffy, huggable Pokemon. Then definitely Bisharp. Um, I've done more with Lilligant than Cincino, even though I do like Cincino from Pokopia. Hydreigon is really nice, but all of just the silly things that Ferrothorn does are great. Chandelure's amazing. I though I love Crystal too. I like a big snake. Well, I like this silly guy. This silly guy just like doing martial arts at high speed is hilarious. I love seeing him just do high jump kick stuff. Leaveney is just one of my favorites. Very pretty, very solid attacker. Um, Lampent is just very nice. Golurk here. I do think I like the little Rolybug better than Rheanucleus and Bisharp more than a spider. And it's kind of funny that Galvantula got into this because of how much I don't like spiders in real life or other RPGs. It's really funny that Galvantula made it in because I do not like spiders 90% of the time. Um, yeah, I've had more fun with Ferrothorn um than Lilligant. Ah, this is silly. Because now Crustle versus Scrafty, because I like both of them. Um, Definitely Chandelure in that part though, because hermit crabs are just awesome. They're just cute little guys. Ah, yeah, Leaveney more than Lampent, but I do love Lampent. Boldor is just a really good middle Brock evolution. Just very solid to use, even though it's a trade evolution. Um, it's just a solid choice. And then I love grass flying Whimsicott. I know Fairy probably made it better, but the flying was just so nice because it was just a little piece of cotton fluff. Um, and that was just very nice. And it's just very nice typing and just flavor wise. I think I like Hydreigon more than Bisharp. Yeah, I do like. Yeah, for Pokemon, it either has to be like super spiky or super huggable, or a ghost. I think I like the design of Lampent's just is a little bit cuter than Chandelure, but Chandelure is amazing. Scrafty is just so silly, just being able to. Oh man, I still remember the first time I went through the dragon gym. It was just high jump kick into high jump kick into high jump kick, and for the last one, me praying that I was faster than the big dragon, going, "Well, I am outclassed. Um, please let all of my attack boosts carry." Um, yeah, Ferrothorn's a little bit too passive. Bottom six. Oh gosh, these guys. Why is it? It's not Quilladin, but the middle evolution that people don't like just being Quilladin. Seismitoad's uglier. This one's worse. That's very ugly. I don't like the veins. I just don't like the look of those guys. And Unfezant is also just not, they're just not good designs of Pokemon that I want to look at. I I didn't realize how much I didn't like Conkeldurr. Like Gen 5 is probably some of my absolute least favorite designs with the evolved monkeys, Watchdog, Conkeldurr, and the genies. I did not realize how stiff the competition for worst was going to be. That is just very, very funny to me. Um, yeah, like Fracture, you didn't deserve to be in this pile of Pokemon. I should apologize to you, Fracture. Oh my goodness, they got N again. I guess that goes to show how much I am not a fan of N. And now here is the really cool part. Where if we go to Gen 5, it has 24 Pokemon selected, 24 are pre-sorted based off of the sorting. So I can go very easily into building the trainer card. In this case, we go Meloetta for the favorites. Um, Meloetta. Yeah, Meloetta is just amazing too. I like both of these are just so happy. I think I like Whimsicott a little bit better than Maractus. And Maractus a bit better than Scrafty. Chandelure is just so. And then because of the pre-sorting, because of the algorithm and the pre-sorting, it was able to figure out the top six really, really fast. And you can again do this to sort amongst every game in the franchise. Now we get to find the bottom. Oh my god, this is gonna be so terrible. I hate that more. Hate that more. Hate that more. Sorry, throw. I think I like Sock less. Tornadus is definitely worse. Thunderous is worse. Poor Seismith. Yup. And I think this one, number 6, is the one that I hate the least. So Kyruem, Throw, Sock, and the Genies, and being the villain leader. And I got the Ghost Lady as my mentor. Nice. And there's just so many happy Pokemon there. So yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed this again. I will put the link to the preference.dex application in the description, as well as the email. So, since I know the developer, if I know that they have a few updates slated in terms of extra modes, and again, if there are any major bug fixes or overhauls, they're likely to be debuted here first. So, but also, if you like to hear me yap about Pokemon or do a full Nuzlocke mode or tell more Pokemon stories about other games, please stick around and hopefully I will see you in the next video, which is probably going to be Slay the Spire 2, because that has been my current major distraction at the moment. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a great time and that you'll have fun finding your favorites to share. Have an amazing day. See ya.